Inaya Oakroot is a paradigm shifter, showing the way duality is meant to concrete new life, bridging the old way of using human intelligence with the coming. When our world's stability is shaking in its fundamentals, we are naturally forced to another way of using our mind. As the founder of Oakroot Spiritual Academy, Inaya's mission is to empower individuals to embrace their divine duality and navigate the interconnectedness of all aspects of existence. Through simple yet powerful tools, she guides participants to shift inner and outer separations, fostering harmony within and between individuals. Hello, everybody. So here we are for a new episode of the Healer Hub podcast. Today with me is Inaya Oakroot. Hi, Inaya. How are you?
Hi, Anca. Thank you so much. I'm here and I love to be here with you. Yeah.
So I was curious about your name, and you told me that Inaya was a gifted name from your friend. Does it have any symbolism or some special meaning behind it?
Yes, it is. And why I asked her if there will come any name through her. It was because I it's like the identification and the scripts in my old name, that is Cecilia, was really not fitting for me any longer. So it's like I had to surrender for getting a new energy. And Inaya, first, when she told it, I felt, but it's not me. I can't embody that. And then there came so many dreams telling what the name would do with me. Mm-hmm. But Inaya, it means I think it's Arabic, but I'm Swedish. And it means she who holds. Who, yeah, about like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. So let's delve a bit deeper into who you are and what is your background story.
Yeah, I live here in Sweden. I'm born in Sweden, but I traveled the world in so many ways, as in the underworld and the upper world and in the 3D world, in different traditions in so many ways. And my life, I'm now soon 62, and I have also, with educations and more work, really discovered all the angles of different professions. So I started as a tennis coach when I was 14, and directly after school, when I was 19, I already had my money that I needed for my daily life. So I just dedicated myself, as I knew since I was 5, to being an artist. And things develop, and especially they develop because I had 2 different works. So what I got in the tennis with my clients and everything, they developed my seeing in the art and vice versa. And so it has always been. So I gone later into having hidden address, because I had a very dangerous father to my daughter. And it's also really a discovery of justice and about society and about how it really looks there beyond the surface. And I turned more and more into my art to be in service for communities. So for instance, I worked for city planning, and there I saw that people didn't perform or wanted to perform the ideas of what was good for the city. They just cared about their career and positions and power, and the different levels of power, who to speak to. And this was the playing the game was most interest and not the others. So I stepped into taking also studies, but to go into organizational leadership. as an artist. So with to try to open up that the subject is more interesting than the first seen profit individually. And I worked with that for a long time and was sitting in board. It was I had educations and it was really successful, but I really felt that it was like scratching the surface. But I got the positions and everything, but that was not what I was meant to be there for, and not that much happened. So by the time I was also in educating people and developing entrepreneurship into university, and there I was going deeper down into entrepreneurship, and it was so close to the tennis, how the tennis works. So it's always a metaphysic, how things are the same in different levels. And there I came beyond the academics, and I started to write a book. And during that time, I had a refugee camp and operated also in it, like 24/7 in halftime. And then writing my book the other time. And the book came deeper and deeper from innovation that I was starting to write about, to have a lecture. It came deeper and deeper, and took 3 years. And there I start to just channeling knowledge beyond what is really the potential in human beings and what happens in the society just now. And everything just turned down into this book called This Creative Existence Unfolding a New Conscious World. And also there I found that sound, as also was my healing tools when I was in Hidden Address, was the first expression of healing. So I started to invest in crystal singing bowls first of all, and then gong, and get more and more into it. And of course I used all minerals that I also had as a healing tools when I healed myself. And I came deeper and deeper into energy medicine. And now when I use a sound healer, I use my voice more as undertones and overtones, and schedule the body, scan the body and see where there are blockages, like that. So it's a kind of a story, but the most of it is like life turns metaphysic when we have attraction between different things or subjects that are not in the same area, and it starts to be a very creative space and evolutionary in synchronicity with life around.
Yeah. So it does seem that everything came together throughout your experience. And I'm sorry that you had to live in hiding, and that you had to go through a challenging situation with the father of your daughter. And at the same time, I can see that you are making something, or you made something beautiful out of that.
Yeah, and it was so fantastic when I had my refugee camp, because I could really understand their situation, and they could understand that I saw them. So it was such a healing time, these 4 years that we had the camp, for them to come into this place, and for me to understand a depth of starting anew, leaving it all behind, having insecurity about anything, not having a stable identity, nothing,
Yeah, and I feel that being derooted in a certain way and redesigning who you are without having those roots, right? When you are born in a certain country and you live in that certain country and you are surrounded by your familiarity, you tend to design yourself and by interacting with the people around you. And then I moved a lot, so I lived in this my 6th country, right? So I had to kind of re- re-decide on who I am each time. And I kind of kept that process going as a micro process.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is really beautiful because I'm looking at you and there are all these shades of blue. So and then you are wearing I think a crystal. Yeah. So
Yeah.
does blue have any significance in your life, or you have a special connection with this color?
Well, I feel I have special connection to all of life. So life, well, blue is, well, I like to have the color that suits the situation. And I felt that this suits this situation. Yeah. So I am more like a shifting person into being in sync with where I am. And here I felt like this.
Water, water.
Oh yeah, you also have the blue. What
Yeah.
does blue stands for you?
So this is actually something that my ex-flatmate offered. So it's a whale. It's a
Oh yes,
he painted.
beautiful.
Yeah, but I do have a deep relationship with blues and greens. So I always feel these levels of sinking into the ocean, right? Like this is what I
Ah,
when I
yes,
beautiful because it has exactly that depth, right? Like the deeper you see,
right.
darker the blue. And yeah, I'm somebody who probably through the podcast it doesn't shine through, but I'm not scared at all of the depth and the dark and like really
Right.
difficult.
Yeah. That's for me also. It's actually it's 50% of reality. I mean, the yin yang energy. We just have to understand the beauty of the nothingness and everything that is in the darkness. That is in the darkness.
Yeah.
The pure potential without any manifestation, without any consciousness, but pure potential. I love it. Yeah.
What are you utterly passionate about at this moment?
Well, I think it's the same all my life. It's a wonder of life, and also they're not understanding why people not living in their 100%. Why do people limiting themselves? Because I feel I never did, and it's I love to be a healer because they come into the breath of themselves, and that's what I really love, and to explore more and more and in the depth of what is really the potential of being here on earth. I love earth in all aspects, animals, nature, people, colors, touch, smell. I mean, it's so wonderful to be an earthling. Even as you understand, I really have discovered the deep down. And, when we have discovered it, we also have discovered the same level and the opposite level, the happiness. So it's a mystery every day of new experiences to be alive on Earth, and yeah, to be able to be a healer is like co-creating creation. That's what I love.
That's so beautiful. I am in awe of what you're saying because I feel that a lot of people, me included, we struggle a lot here. Like it's oh my God, again.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
it's
I did really good last time.
yeah, and then you get a new level of experience of living in a human body. And yeah, I'm just in such a wonder of life. And I think I always have been like that, but also in deep depressions and, deep down. And also that is a part of the journey. And when we understand that when there comes something that we feel like an obstacle, it's turning up to make us come into next level of ourselves. So it's always something very valuable that's coming, nothing to turn away from, because then it's really have its grip on you. When we try to avoid obstacles and avoid what we feel it's unpleasant, actually we start to get a cord to it and we live the suffer of it. But when we see that, okay, now this turns up, let me face it, let me be courageous and go into it and face it. Oh wow, we understand and we also have help of each other to step into the potential that is in this totally like a tumor of energy that it can be. But we have to see that opportunity, otherwise it tears us down. Especially escape from something is making us having the greatest suffer. Yeah.
What does healing mean to you, and how do you use it in the modalities that you are supporting your people with?
Well, I use it in many different ways, but healing for me, it is to connect to my to connect to vibrations that clear my field from pressure. All the shadows is, in the field of our body, we have 99.999% of space. And this space it's holding all our filters, what we perceive as reality. It has the energy that we spread from the sea that are ours. And it's also the source. The field is source field. And the more we open up to clear the field, the more we can breathe and get into a consciousness of who we really are and what is possible here. And the more compressed this energy is, it's like our bodies and muscles just go into solid material, and it's really heavy to carry. So healing for me, it's coming in with different modalities to make this space clear and to really make our inner voice be heard for us. And I use sound, as you said, most vocal sound like undertones to both scan the body, but it's hang song, it's closed undertones and open vowels. There's a feminine energy of the sound, and it's a healing sounds. All the vowels are healing sounds, and they have different vowels for different levels in the body. So that is one very potent and powerful healing that I use. But it's I use Divine Duality is my personal tool that I came up to channeling. And it's making attraction between the suffer and what we are maybe judging ourselves for and everything, and take the counterpart that is a healing part and let them come together into the center and healed by source energy as a child coming in a new energy line. And there we can expand this field of attraction between two counterparts. And these two counterparts has a totally living space of metaphysic wisdom that we can use to be creative. So for me, healing and creativity, it's two parts of the same. It's like two sides of the coin. And for me, duality has been, we came from oneness, so of course we came to two sides. So we have used duality as like a two-dimensional tool that is yes or no, as a digital, as our brain works when it's not embedded in the heart. So it's like a digital tool to navigate, like select yes and no. But if we see the other side of the coin, that our paradigm is now coming towards, we're coming to the third, and it's coming to the triangle and to the tetrahedron that is filled with the potential of oneness plus duality. And there we have the healing for all what duality have created. It's such a powerful tool. And of course I use the shamanic healing that I practice, because I practiced it for many, many years. And so it's combined with science. It's a old shamanic way combined with science as energy medicine. And I also heal in the Akashic records to look our personality, to look up our personality and heal what's now it's ready to let go of, and what's blocking us. So it's so different parts, and every person has their own way. Just now I have 2 clients that I have full time, like using the 4 elements, the 4 medicine wheel, to recreate their lives, because they came to a place where life just didn't work at all. So it's sometimes just doing some sessions on some with a Akashic reading and clearing, and sometimes it's sound healing, and sometimes it's bigger work. And I love those retreat works that we can do and really come into a new perspective of life, because our worldview is creating what we live. So we need not only healing and go on, we need to see life in other direction, not to create the same that was stopping us over again. Yeah, long answer for one question.
So I'm curious about the bubble singing. How did you get to this? Were you taught? Were you with some people for
Yeah, I taken 4-week courses of Gita Ben David, and she's really a genius. So there, before I was a healer and I used my voice, and I didn't have the frames to understand when it was healed and what I can do. But with her tools, I learned how to first, navigate with the sound as a scanner of body, and the vowels. She taught how to use, in different parts, but the knowledge I had before about that it's the feminine energies and that it's a healing tool. So, and consonants, that is masculine, it's very important in another way, because it's like it's balancing the feminine and masculine in the body. So I always start and end with a to make, or the hum. It's and then it's it's integrating the healing into the body. So understanding how to use the masculine and feminine energies in sound healing is it makes it safe, knowing if this is working, and when it's come into a healing position and everything. It's such a wonderful way. And then this way of making undertones that I am doing, it's more Gregorian sound. I wasn't taught by her. It came by itself because it's just unfold with doing sound, you know.
Gregorian mean?
It's I don't know if it comes through in this Zoom, but it's very much a healing sound, and the different frequencies have different healing status for different parts of the body, and this is for the lower parts of the body. Yeah.
So what motivates you to do this kind of work?
Pardon?
What motivates you to do this kind of work?
I have a life mission that I'm born with. It's just like that, you know. I'm here to be in the transition of the paradigm that was into the next one and help people. So I always have had it since I was a child.
And you are aware since you were a child?
Yeah, in different ways, yes. Yeah.
What is your biggest life dream at this moment?
Well, I'm living it. I have so many clients. I have all these meetings where we can share the wisdom that I feel it's valuable. And I've written 3 books, and I can lean on what's happening, and I have my creative tools. So it's just a dream. First of all, I would love to be a part of healing waters. Because water is such a base for our planet and our humanity, to understand the power of water that is immense beyond what we understand water as it is. And I love to have greater healing from my work, to have people who come to my retreat start to be because I never treat anyone without making them treating themselves. It's so it's like coming up, being more and more to have people around me that could assist and then turn out to be their own leaders in the paradigm of healing. So I would love to be even more, as I was as a coach in tennis. I always, I had my pupil, but I learned after a while, I started to make them self-coaching. And after a while, they could just drop in if I couldn't come to a lesson, and they took the training, So it's my way. It's like expanding others to expand even more outside, to make the rings on the water. Yeah.
And what do you find most rewarding in your work?
Most worth.
Rewarding.
Rewarding. The meeting with people, the feeling of, having a so-called work where people comes with, their humility to be, to trust or to have courage enough to come to heal and to see the transformation and to feel what happens with the healing, and the new person comes out when it's a longer one. It's amazing to feel persons beyond what they seem to be. That's the biggest award.
And who is your inspiration, or who inspired you along your journey?
I think I've always been steered by my higher self. It's my higher self that have make my decisions, so I never took any decision that was available from my outer world. I took other decisions and they worked, So I think I always been guided and had this beautiful sacredness of nature, telling its pure divine essence. And then people are fantastic, and I have so many fantastic friends, and all the interrelationship. It's also the divine duality. It's having relations and relations that attract each other. It could be with nature. It could be with a pencil. It could be a human or a dog. It's an intervention between people and with me and what's around me. It's an inspiration. It's an ongoing inspiration all the time. So I never had, like a guru or something. Never.
I'm curious about your spiritual beliefs. So what do you fundament your life view on?
On the inner knowing that my higher self is just telling from inside. So that's also in my teaching, is to turn around what we have been in a societies that taught us how to be, what is this reality, what's the way of doing different works, the studies in school that make us putting in knowledge from outside, inside ourself, and less understand the wisdom from within. So it's really the most important in my teachings is to start to make people giving sound for their inner voice, to get the inside speak to them and start to hear their inner voice, because it's always synchronized in the development outside of themselves. We are always synchronized by our heart with all that is. And if we start to understand and listen and trust our inner voice, we are safe.
Thank you. Where could people find you online?
My website is Oakroot Spiritual Academy.com, and there one can also just sign up for a free discovery session, and I just meet the person and we see what's there in our mutual space, both if they feel that this is a place, a person to meet for them, for their path, and if there is, that we can investigate in their life story and their energy, that I just go in and feel the person so immediate. So it's like coming into the core of the healing of that life, to be themselves. It's not a healing to be someone else, it's to be the one we are born to be.
Thank you so much, Inaya. It was
Thank you so much, Anca. Thank you so much.
And thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a beautiful rest of your day. The best way to support the Healer Hub podcast is to review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and share it with your people. Thank you so much. Deeply grateful for your support.